are all well. If you are new around here, hello, it's lovely to meet you. And if you are returning, thank you very fucking much for coming back. My name is Alana and I'm a 35-year-old lady living in Scotland. That's where my accent is from. And this channel is predominantly all things skincare, beauty, hair care, lifestyle, travel-y, vloggery, bloggery, bullshit, with a liberal sprinkling of sarcasm, truth and cynicism thrown in on top. Now I do like a sweary word on this channel. I like things like fuck, shite and bugger, and if you're not into that kind of thing, either put the headphones in if the kiddies are running about, or if it's not your cup of tea, please feel free to vacate. If it does sound like your cup of tea though, there's a subscription button in the corner. Give it a little thumbs up too, all that pish. Anyway, this video is going to be exactly what it says on the tin. Me talking about in depth the truth about all the items I have been sent in PR in the last maybe 6 weeks to a month. Let's talk about it. It's not like there's hundreds of it. It's not going to be a PR unboxing. It's going to be an in-depth review of why I think this needs more explanation, not just a simple like, oh, look at it swipe on, doesn't it look pretty? So if that sounds like your kind of thing, just keep on watching. Hi, hello, we're doing this super early this morning, but you know, as I film a few videos in one day, now I am here super early this morning trying to get a few done in a day, and I'm here in my pajamas because I woke up feeling a little spicy. So I thought I would just do a little prelude to this video so you can understand why I'm doing it. I'm not just sitting here being like, you know, oh, I got this in PR and it's shit, although some of it might be. I thought I would explain why, because I feel like in this day and age with Instagram, TikTok, social media, etc., we get lots of photos, we get lots of snippets, lots of clips of things, 30, 60, 90-second clips, and it is very easy to make a product look good in a reel. You don't really get to see the behind the scenes of a reel. You get the before, you get the after, you get the effect, the instant gratification from it, and it makes people want to buy the product. Obviously, I don't think I'm speaking to anybody here who's a fool around marketing. I think you all understand that. But I don't think people take into account maybe the age of the person, the type of product, the type of skin they've got, the type of colour of skin they've got, how the product has performed, how long it has taken to get the product to where it is at the end of the reel. I don't think that the average Joe blog scrolling through these apps really takes that into consideration. And that's why I love long form content, because I like to be able to say here are the pros and the cons to a product. And so everything in this video today is all going to be PR items. I'll say it somewhere up here. I burnt my wrist on the oven, by the way, just in case you're looking at that. Yeah, that's what it is. So I'm going to talk about them today in depth. So here we are, the real truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, all that kind of shit. And a great example that I gave last month at the end of my September roundup was this from Living Proof. Now this is their triple bond complex, which is essentially one of these hair strengtheners. So if you've got really dry, damaged, bleached, coloured, or heat damaged hair, then this is supposed to help the bonds, the complex, the core of the hair strands, and builds it back up again. Now, when I seen people doing reels on this, not just like average Joe blogs or micro nano influencers, whoever, I seen huge superstars doing reels on this as well. And I was a little bit like, of course, they're here. We're being like, oh, look at the hair, it's so drab. Probably haven't washed their hair for 5 days pre-making the reel, so it looks really, really shit. Obviously, no makeup on and stuff when their hair looks shit. And then, boom, look at my bouncy, luscious locks. Aren't they gorgeous? Now that I've used this product, that now I have a full face slap on as well. And I just look overall a little more presentable. And that's not to say that this product is a bad product. I actually received this product in PR at the end of August, the start of September, where I could have made a reel on it, I could have done the before and after, but honestly, at the time when I received the product, my hair was not in bad condition. My hair still isn't in terrible condition, but it was pretty healthy anyway. I'd recently been to the hairdressers, it had just recently been dyed, all that kind of stuff. So if I'd done a here I am before and here I am after, I think people would have looked at it and been like, I don't see any difference. There wouldn't have been that instant gratification that people are looking for from reels. But I have continued to use it, and the reason being because I want to be able to give you a proper thorough review of the product and if it is any good. Now I do have quite a lot of dyed parts of my hair. Now on the top this is my natural colour, but underneath, as you can see, there is lots and lots of highlighted parts, and it was starting to get a little straw-like after a while. So I was actually really glad that sorry, tripping over my own words. I was actually really glad that I got this product to try, and I've been using it probably twice a week now whenever I've washed my hair. And what I will say is, because I've been using it, do I know whether or not my hair would have been okay without it? I'm not sure. But while using it, I do feel like it has stopped it getting really brittle and really dry, and I feel like it is still in a relatively good condition while I've been using it. I think it's probably quite a nice product. If you are someone who's got really, really bleached hair, or really curly hair, or like frizzy hair, or heat damaged hair, is this going to do something for you? Potentially it will. Is it going to do it after the first wash? That I would be a little unsure of. And if you are someone who's got super duper healthy, undyed, undamaged hair, are you going to need this? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And actually, the superstar actress that I seen promoting this, I was like, I think your hair was fine beforehand, my dear. I don't think you really needed this, but it's a pretty face promoting your product, and if lots of people who follow you and admire you see you using it, they might want to buy it too. So, long story short is, I think this is a problem. I think nowadays people are just seeing the very quick snippets and clips that we see and are instantly thinking, I want that. I want to look like that. You feel that kind of, if that looks that good on that person, that's going to look like that on me. And the truth of the matter is, you don't know how long it's taken for them to get that product to where it is. You don't really know how it's performed. And unfortunately, another problem is, I do think there are people out there who, maybe unwittingly so, I don't think they're meaning to do it, I don't think they're bad bastards. I obviously make reels myself. I make reels and TikToks myself. So it would be a little bit fucking stupid of me to sit here and be like, I'm lying to you in all of them. But I do think that there's certain people in the fucking social media world now who are saying products, oh, like, here it is, ooh, look at this product, ooh, look at it after. And they're making mediocre products look really good. And that is a little bit like, I don't know how that sits with me. It's a little bit sneaky. As I say, I don't think anybody's doing it out of badness, but do I think they're doing it because they've been sent it in PR and they don't want to upset the company and they want to tag the company, they want some more coverage, they want to receive more PR from that brand, they want their stuff out there, and that's why they're maybe saying the product is really good when it's just okay? No tea, no shade. I do think that's happening too. So don't come at me for this video. That was basically the long prelude to that, because I know some of these products might really work for you. If any of these products you absolutely adore and love, great, fantastic for you. But I'm just going to put my opinion forward as a 35-year-old woman who's tried a fucking lot of makeup and skincare, but also has slightly drier skin, has the skin tone of a ruddy red Scottish person, and just overall ideas and pros and cons to these products. Because for me, some of them were shit. So I'm going to start off with a few bits from Glow Hub. Now, I am not on Glow Hub's PR list. This was a little bit of a strange one how this worked. Basically, I made a reel using the Glow Hub Nourish and Hydrate Cleansing Balm, which I love. I have bought maybe 2 times over now, and I would repurchase again. I'm nearly at the end of the one I'm using. I think it's a fantastic product. I've also tried their Cool Whip moisturiser. I think it is so good. So when I shared that reel, they reached out to me and asked could they then share it on their socials, which I said absolutely no problem. I really like this product. I've enjoyed things from the brand. Go on with yourself. They then asked me, is there anything else from the brand that I would like to try that they could send me out? And I was like, well, absolutely, yes, thank you very much. So I asked them, could I try the SPF? And they sent me this. I also asked if I could try the gel cleanser because I really enjoy the balm cleanser, and this is in the Cool and Soothe range, as I said. And they also sent me, I asked to try the Undercover Zit Zap Concealer Wand. Now, would I have bought this with my own money? No, never in a million years, absolutely not. 2 reasons why. One, because it's a very high coverage concealer, which is not something that I usually go for, but it has a wand on the end of it, which is like one of those cooling eye wands. Can you see? Like one of those ones that you would put under the eyes here. So I was like, okay. And I've seen other people on their socials using it as an under eye concealer, even though it was marketed as a Zit Zap concealer wand. And it also has tea tree and salicylic acid in it, which again, not something I would think you're going to go putting under your eyes, but I was just intrigued and I wanted to try it. I have already tried it. We're going to put it on today. We'll get into it, don't worry. This here, the SPF, is very, very nice. I am enjoying this. I've been using this now on and off with other SPFs that I have over the last kind of 2 to 3 weeks, and I think it is lovely. The only problem is it is an SPF of 30, and I have said before about other SPFs, for me, that's not enough coverage. In this ruddy Scottish weather, it doesn't matter. I highly doubt I'm going to get burnt, but I am quite pale, I'm quite red, and I just want to maintain my skin and I don't want to cause any more damage. So for me, I prefer an SPF of 50, but does it mean that I won't use this up? And does it mean that I think it's a bad product? No, it's one of these SPFs that is super duper glowy, bouncy. If you had really oily skin, then maybe this wouldn't be for you, but personally for me, with the skin and the age I'm at, I think this gives a beautiful glow to the face. I've not got it on today, by the way. I don't have anything on my face at the moment, but I think it is very, very nice. Very, very good product. The cleanser, the gel cleanser, I have tried on a few occasions at night now. Overall, what I'm going to say is I think it's a very nice cleanser. I think that's their winning point. I think Glow Hub, your cleansers are phenomenal. They're very, very good. And what I will say is I think if you're just removing your everyday, a little bit of mascara, maybe a brow product and some blush, this is going to do that no problem. But if you have on a heavier makeup, if you have on maybe like foundation, glam, eyeliner, maybe a base on, like as in a base eyeshadow before you're putting powder, if you've got some full-on makeup on, is this going to remove that? No, I would stick to the other cleansing balm because that definitely will. But I still think this is a really nice cleanser. Would I say it's a second cleanse? Not only. I think if you've got minimal makeup on, it will take it off. But I also think if you use the balm cleanser with this as a second cleanse, the two are a marriage made in heaven. As for the concealer, we're going to get into that. I think you probably already know where I'm going with this. So, continuing on the roll of skincare, actually before I talk about this one, I'm going to say I got sent this from Ren. This is basically like a liquid exfoliant that it says daily. I wouldn't use it daily, personally. I am also using retinol at the minute, so I do have to be careful with what acids and things like that, exfoliants I'm using on my face. So for me, this one is one I would probably use once or twice a week. Even if that. If I feel like my skin is particularly getting dull and drab and needs a bit of a pick-me-up, then yes, I would use this. I actually have used this before. This isn't new to me. And it is a very nice one. It is very, very nice. It's a little bit more expensive than others, but I have to say it's got lactic acid, witch hazel is it? Wait a minute. Willow bark, not witch hazel, sorry. And azelaic acid. And azelaic acid is another product that, as far as I'm aware, it is really, really good for pigmentation. Also, it's an antimicrobial, so it helps stop kind of breakouts and the damage breakouts cause and the kind of hyperpigmentation thereafter. So I do think this is a really nice product. I think it's slightly on the pricier side, but it is very, very nice, and it is a huge bottle at 250 mils. Again, if I have any codes for anything that you can get discounts on, like this for instance, I will put them down below. I don't even know if you can get discount on this. I'm just letting you know though. If it's available to you, I'll stick them down below. They also sent me the Evercam Overnight Recovery Balm. That is this here. This is one that I'm like, with being back on retinol at the moment, this is a really nice soothing step before you go to bed at night. Basically it says at night, melt balm with fingertips and gently massage. Hold on, I need a drink of coffee. And gently massage onto clean, dry skin until absorbed. Now, I haven't had loads of irritation or anything like that from starting back on retinol, but what I have done and have always done whenever I've been using a retinol is put on my retinol, give it maybe 10 minutes to let it all sink in, and then go in with a really nice, thick, heavy moisturizer or overnight kind of sleep mask. And this kind of comes under that bracket. I wouldn't say it's a moisturizer, but it's definitely like a sleep mask. And I have to say, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's very nice. I always think as well, skincare is a slightly trickier one, because with a makeup product, it's one of these things where you're going to try it and either instantly hate it or like it, and then you maybe need to go on to try it again in a different manner, and then you can maybe get it to work for you, or maybe you've been using it in the wrong way and you have to try it again. With skincare, it's a bit different. You need to give it a good month to 6 weeks to actually figure out if it is right for you, and then I feel like you have to give it a go of, well, what do I think of it without it? Is my life a misery without it, or is it okay? I always think skincare is a slightly more difficult one to judge. Let's get on to actually putting some stuff on our face. So, first things first, now we've been plunged into darkness, let's put another SPF on. So, this is the Fenty Hydra Visor. I have purchased this before. It isn't the first time I've tried this product, and I did quite like it. On first trial of this, I tried it and thought, don't know if it's for me, but I was pregnant at the time of trying it and I felt like my skin was too oily for this product. Since not being pregnant anymore and having my son and going back to being a bit of a dry person, this is actually a beautiful product, and I finished up the one I had and then received this one in PR. So what I'm going to say is a little bit the same as this one. It's a very similar effect. It's that kind of dewy, super duper plumping glass skin effect. I'm going to just put this one on while I'm talking about it. This one actually has like a melon fragrance to it as well, but honestly I think it's a really beautiful SPF. I really enjoy it. The problem with both of these SPFs, they're SPF of 30. And as I said already, that to me, it's just so frustrating, because if they were SPF of 50, they could potentially overtake my favourite from Isntree. And keeping on that Fenty kind of train, I also got sent this. This is the Pro Filter Soft Matte. Oh, see, this name is so long. I don't know how professional influencers do it, honestly. Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. There we go. Now, I know what you're all probably thinking. If you've been here for any length of time, you will know I am not a matte fan. So why did I ask to receive this in PR? Well, because last year I picked this up from Fenty, and this is the Pro Filter Hydrating Pro Filter Longwear Hydrating Foundation. And I really enjoyed this last winter. I thought it was really nice. So I wanted to try this just out of curiosity. And I have to say, again, this is not going to be a first time impression on this video. This is fucking lovely. Annoyingly so, this is really lovely. I was ready to just throw this under a fucking bus. I was ready to be like, it's shite, everybody, it's absolutely shite. If you, again, have been here for any length of time, you will know there has been Fenty products that I have fucking went hard on and told people, do not buy it, it's crap. So I was ready to do that, and then I tried it and I was like, shit. It's actually a really nice foundation. Even though it's matte, it's lovely, so I'm going to start putting that on. Now I'm going to be using my LARAFAYE F19 today, another little shout out to a brand that I really love, and I did receive this in PR as well. But I will tell you right now, I have bought LARAFAYE products with my own money over the years. I think they're fantastic. They are a phenomenal small brand. Please go and support them. I'm going to put their link down below. I do have a code with them that will get you 25% off, I want to say. Just keep your eye on them, because I think they're one that do really good deals in Black Friday and things like that as well. So if you're looking for brushes, go and check them out. They're very nice. Now, when I done the reel for this product, as I say, you can make things look like, oh, it's worked for me, it's fantastic. I used like 3 pumps of it. I do not need that much on a daily basis. I was trying to just show what the coverage was like, because I'd say this is a medium to full coverage foundation. I am never going to be in a full coverage, not in a million years ever. So I done it in that reel, but that's probably not what I would do on the daily. So here I've put a pump and a half on, and I'm going to zoom you in so you can see my skin. Alright, so we're nice and up close and personal now. But I'm just going to start popping this on. What I found with this is that actually it left a beautiful sheen on my skin. It isn't matte and flat. It's much more of a satin finish, I would say. And I don't know if it's just because I've used this underneath it, but I have also used it with other SPFs or moisturizers underneath it, and I felt it done the same thing. But this and the foundation together, they are a really good dream team. I don't feel like either that it takes a lot of working just to get it where it needs to be. I feel like it's quite an easy one. You can kind of just pop it on, buff it out, and it's good to go. Like, I feel like sometimes foundations, you're doing it and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I need to perfect around the nose, I need to do this, and there's dry bits and there's this and there's that, and I don't feel like this does that. I think it's a very easy to use product. I think it goes on beautifully, and when I have worn it, I've found that it's wore throughout the day really well as well. It's kind of been one that's just like, it's supposed to be oil controlling, but personally what I found is that the oil that it just lets through on me is the finish that I really like about it. So as you can see here, this is the side with it on. I'm going to zoom you in a little more as well, just so you can really see nice and close up. This is obviously the side with nothing on, and this is my more pigmented side of my face, just remember that as well. And then this is the side with it on, and I just think it really perfects the skin. It just makes it look really quite flawless. Again, not a look that I would be going for, especially not in the summer months. This isn't a look I would be going for, but as we go through kind of autumn and into winter, this is definitely the kind of look that I want to be going for, and I think it's just a beautiful foundation. And there we go, that is it on both sides of my face now. I do feel, do you see the sheen still? There is still sheen coming through, and as I said, I didn't do this as full coverage as I did in the reel, but that's because I wouldn't normally do that on the daily. So you can definitely still see some of my pigmentation there, but that is enough coverage for me, because I still want my skin to look like actual skin. But look at the, it's done a really good job of coverage. It has, and it is a medium to full coverage. You can build it up if you need to, but this is where I like it to be. And I think that the sheen that it still leaves on the skin is gorgeous. What I might do as well is a kind of halfy with the hydrating one and the matte one throughout the day to see how they both wear. If you'd be interested in that video, please comment, like, thumbs up, all that shit down below. So now I am going to go on to some products, because I know so far you're probably watching this thinking, yeah, Alana, you told us you were going to tell us about my shit. I'm going to go on to some stuff that really has not impressed me. So I received a parcel from Pacifica Beauty. That is not a brand that I've ever really used before, not a brand that I've ever really tried before. And the reason that I really wanted to receive this PR was because they said that they had fluffy blushes, which is like my idea of heaven. I love a cream blush. I love that kind of in a pot or a liquid blush, and that was what really sold me on wanting to receive this as PR. They also sent me their collagen replumping lip gloss, is that what it's called? Vegan collagen plumping lip gloss. And they also sent me their vegan collagen fluffy lash. So we're going to pop them on at the moment. I'm going to start off with the blushes. Long story short is I think these are hugely underwhelming, massively so. The fluffy blush, they have a matte one that's called Sunset, and again, colour so up my street, it is unreal. They also have this one here, which is called Pink Haze. Now this one, Pink Haze, and this one here, which is called Bloom, are supposed to be luminous, kind of shimmery ones. Now, I would say this one, as soon as I seen it, the Bloom one, reminded me of NARS Orgasm straight off the bat. I was like, that's exactly what that's like. When I've used these, it's almost like they've actually made my face become matte. And they're supposed to be luminous. I find they are very, very lackluster in their colour. I don't think you get a great payoff from them. I feel like they are trying to be e.l.f. Luminous Putty blushes, but they just don't come anywhere close. But the long story short is, I don't think these are good. I am not going to tell you to spend your money on this because I just don't think it's worth it. I didn't make a reel on them, again, because I don't think there's any point in me making a reel where I could probably make this look good when I actually deep down inside think they're shit. With that being said, does that mean they won't work for everybody? No, of course not. There's going to be people who try these who think they're fabulous. There's going to be people that try them that are like, this is so up my street. I love a really sheer blush. I personally like to look like Coco the Clown, and that's just my preference. But I have tried other sheer blushes or other pop blushes or other things that I just think are better out there that are doing the same thing. So that's where I stand on these, but let's show you anyway. So this is Sunset. As I say, this one is a matte one, and I'm going to go in my finger first because it was instantly the first thing. By the way, have you seen my Halloweeny nails? They're amazing. It's probably past Halloween now, but may as well tell you. This is the first thing I done when I got these blushes, was went in with my finger. It looked beautiful on the finger, but when I started to put it onto my face, I was a bit like, I'm sorry, where is it? There is something there. You can see it a little bit. And as I say, if you're someone who doesn't like a strong blusher, you might watch me doing this and you'll be like, oh, I think that looks beautiful. I think that's really nice. Personally though, I don't like the texture of it. It's waxy. It's a little bit weird. I feel like if you are wearing a heavy foundation, which I am today, but I've tried it without any foundation as well, it's lifting whatever is underneath it. So that is Sunset on that side of my face. I think you can see the colour a little bit, but I do think, where is it? Where the fuck is it? Anyway, let's try Bloom on this side. Just a wee second. I also seen people using these on their lips. I personally don't like the texture enough to be using it on my lips. I think it's a very strange texture. Again, there's Bloom on my finger. You can see the luminosity. If I put the swatch on the back of my hand, it takes a few to get a decent swatch on this one. That's it just below, and you can see it's shiny, can't you? It's like a pinky and it's very like NARS Orgasm. The colour is very like NARS Orgasm, to be honest with you. So I'm going to put this one on this side. And what I found with this one, even though it's a luminous one, it fucking became matte on my face. I don't know how, it just did. And I have tried these in many different ways, shapes and forms now. I've tried to love them, I've tried to give them a few chances, but I'm just like, where the fuck are they on my face? Where are they? I'm gonna zoom you in because I'm sure you will see them once I zoom in a bit. There, so I think you can see, you definitely see the colour a little bit better on this side of my face. You can see the pinky bits there. Sunset, hello, are you there? I don't know. I just think these are so lackluster. I also actually think this does look like it has a little bit of a sheen on the camera, but I also think that the foundation and the base I had below it had a pretty good job at that. The matte one has definitely took away that sheen, and this has maybe just helped a little bit. I don't know though. I just don't know. I feel like they're just such a funny texture, and there's really, now again, as I said, I have tried them in many different ways because I didn't want to come on here and be like, look, they're absolutely shit. They will work for someone. For me, I am not that person. I'm going to go in with a brush because I do feel they work a bit better with a brush. So I've got this one here from Spectrum. This is the KGH collection. I don't think they're selling the KGH collection anymore, but if they are, I'll link it down below. I do have a code with Spectrum as well. It will be down below somewhere. And if I pop it on with a brush, it does become more pigmented. You can see it better. You can absolutely see it much better with a brush. There we go, a little bit of something. But what I feel like it does, it sits on top of the skin a little bit, whereas I feel like I personally prefer a liquid or a cream blush to be a little bit more of an inky pigment so that it kind of stains the skin as opposed to just sits on top of it. But I think with a brush, as you can see there, it does help a little bit. I'm just going to clean this brush off, hold on. Okay, so I've cleaned the brush off. I've got Cinema Secrets in a little bottle here. And I'm going to go in with this one, which is Bloom again on the other side. And again, it will make it more pigmented. It definitely will. The brush definitely helps. You can see that one there. It's quite pretty now. That's quite pretty. I still just don't think. I mean, I think the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blush is about £6, £7 mark, is it? These are about 14. What I will say is they have more product. The pot is bigger. What I do love about everything that I received from the brand was that everything is in glass. Even the, where does it come out? Even the mascara, can you hear that? Is in a glass tube. And I actually really like that. I think it makes it feel really, really luxurious and very nice. What I don't love is, and it's meant to be that clean girl, barely there makeup. I get that. I actually quite love that look as well. But personally, I am not going to tell you to buy these. When I tried them and I was in the mirror being like, where's the colour? I then took photos and I was like, it just doesn't even look like there's anything on my skin. And I'm looking in the viewfinder at the moment and I can clearly see this side is pink and this side's a little orange. With the brush, definitely, they are a bit better. But I am standing by it. I don't like them. I don't think they're worth the money. They're not my cup of tea. I am now going to put on the Vegan Collagen Mascara. Because again, this was one that I was not blown away with at all. And actually, one of my friends on Instagram, Michelle, I am going to put a little photo of Michelle here because she's fucking amazing. She is one of the most honest and real talking people that I know on Instagram, and she really liked this mascara, so it just goes to show you. And she did show me, she sent me a video and she was like, I've had this on for 4 hours now and look at my lashes, and I was like, fuck, like your lashes look amazing. But this mascara done nothing for my lashes, nothing. Okay, so this is my natural lash, no curling, no nothing like that. And I'm gonna just start putting this on. I feel the problem with this mascara is that it's a very wet mascara. Now I've had this for a few weeks now and I thought I'll give it a bit of time to dry out, all that kind of thing. And I have to say, I tried it the other day after Michelle had sent me that video and I still found the problems that I was having with it the first time are still there. Now, I don't know if you can see it, so I've just put a nice big coat. I feel like this makes it look like I've got something like fucking 4 eyelashes stuck together. Now, not in that clumpy spider way. That's not what I feel is happening here. What I feel is happening is the mascara is so wet. Can you see that? that it's just clumping them together. So I need to separate them a lot, and the more that I brush through with this mascara, oh, I've just fucked that up, hold on. We will fix that, don't worry. The more I brush through with the mascara, the worse that situation becomes. I just feel like as if they stick. See how this is like one eyelash and then this is an eyelash, and this does nothing for my eyelashes. I will rectify this in a minute. I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom as well. There we go. So that's that mascara. Now on this eye we are going to use something different. This is from L'Oreal and it is their Pro XXL Lift Mascara, and it's one of these ones with like one on one side and one on the other side. There's side one and side two. Now the first side is meant to be the kind of volumizing side. This is the brush here, it's just a kind of classic mascara wand, and this is the volumizing side. And the other side, I'm just going to open that one carefully too and show you, is a kind of curling wand here. Now there's a few issues I have with this mascara, and again this is one that I've seen people doing in reels and being like, look at my eye without it, look at my eye with it, wow, and I was just like, oh, it's fucking horrific. So this is one as well. Again, I'm not going to curl because it said the second half will do that. That as soon as I started using side one, I spoke about this on my stories, this was a kind of real first impressions on my stories. When I started using this side, it clumps very quickly. You have to be quite careful, and I've tried it a few times and sometimes it's came out okay and actually looked alright. But I find this starts to do that clumpy thing that I absolutely hate. I'm very picky with mascaras. I don't want them to be too clumpy, but I also don't really want them to do nothing at all. So at the moment, this probably looks quite impressive next to this one, but what I'm finding actually while I'm doing it is it's starting to clump together already in a different way from this one. This one is clumpy and getting spider eyelash. So that side one doesn't look too bad, does it? We're going to go in with side two, because side two is meant to be the curling side, and we're going to pop that on, and herein I think lies the problem. I just don't think you need this much mascara on your eyelashes, if I'm honest with you. Again, very personal to me. There might be, oh god, look, can you see it? Very personal to me. I hate this kind of a mascara. Clumpy mascara. So you can see what it's done on the outside here. So now I'm having to pull this side out, and I'm trying to get rid of that clump that is right in there, because it really is huge. You probably can't see it on the camera, but in real life it looks ridiculous. But here is the problem. As I am using it, this is just getting clumpier and clumpier. Now also, people might be watching this video being like, well, you've put too much on there, Alanna. Yeah, maybe I have. I'm trying to prove the point of, I just don't think this is a simple, easy breezy mascara that's going to be one swipe and make your lashes look amazing. I'm trying to prove the fact that even for L'Oreal, I will tell you right now, this is not good. Just buy yourself Lash Paradise. It's much nicer from L'Oreal. This is just not, I don't know, this is just spider all over the back. I have made this side look acceptable, and from far away it will probably look really nice, and in a reel I have no doubt that this side in comparison to this side or no lashes is going to look very effective, but that does not mean that I think this is a good product. I also did not make a reel on this one because I think it is crap. It's not my cup of tea. And we're just going to do the old spoolie check here and get rid of that. Voila! Alright, so now we've got on the mascara and all that kind of stuff, let's talk about the Zap concealer. Now, I could go straight on with this, but as I said, this is not the first time in me using this product, and I know for a fact that is not going to work. What I find about this product is it is very, very thick and very, very heavy. So, I am not someone who has super duper dark areas underneath my eye. I maybe just want to lighten these areas and in this inner corner area. If you are somebody who needs a lot of coverage under the eye and you have dark circles, then maybe this product really would be good for you, but what I will say is use it with caution, because if you have any type of fine lines here, it's gonna look crepey, it's gonna look creasy. That's certainly what I feel. If it's for high coverage of covering a spot, for instance, then I get it. It is high coverage, it will do that. But the texture for me under my eyes of someone of 35 years old, and I'm sure other people will agree with me, is just so cakey and crepey. Now, I am just going to I put it on a brush, put it on the back of my hand there, and I put it on the brush. So I am just going to apply a little bit in here to lighten this inner corner area. And a little bit here for a little bit of kind of makeup erasing as well. I'm going to try and not put it in this area here, although I do feel a little blue toned in that area. So then I'm just going to really carefully kind of buff that out very softly. I'm barely touching my skin as I'm doing this because it's such a thick concealer. I just want it to be almost like airbrushing. There we go. So that is the side with the concealer. I do think it looks lightened and lifted. Okay, yeah, fine. I'm going to do the same on this side. It looks very refreshed, very bright, very lovely. What I'm going to do is go on with the rest of the video, and at the end of the video I am going to show you what this looks like in absolute natural light with no filming studio light on, anything like that, and why I wasn't so keen on it. And there we are. From far away you're probably looking thinking, oh, that L'Oreal one looks really nice. This one, very insipid. This one, very impactful. If you like an impactful, really clumpy lash, then you might really like the L'Oreal. For me personally, this is not my cup of tea. It just gets too clumpy, too quickly, and too carried away with itself. The other thing that I got from Pacifica was a lip gloss. As I said, it's a plumping lip gloss. This is very inoffensive. I don't think there's actually anything wrong with this. Again, it's in the glass tube, which is very interesting. It is very nice. It's just a clear lip gloss. So it is good if you want a plumping lip gloss. It's got that kind of minty tingle to it. It's not super duper sour like the Too Faced one, or super cinnamony and makes your lips burn, anything like that. It's just a very subtle plumping lip gloss. Very inoffensive. It's okay. It's nice. Can you buy a clear plumping lip gloss, or even just a clear lip gloss from other brands for not as much money? Probably. Just saying. And finally, lip products. Now, I got this from NARS, and that sounds really fancy. NARS. But I done a reel on this, and this has long wear claim times of something like 12 hours wear time and blah blah blah. This is the Power Matte Lipstick in Dragon Girl. Now, what I'm going to say is, yes, I made that reel and it lasted the whole day. But what the chance you don't get to say in a reel is that I would never have left this for 12 hours of a day on any way, shape or form, never in my life. I would always have reapplied my lipstick, and that's why I find it a little bit difficult. I actually feel like companies need to be told, you don't need to be making these claims anymore, because I don't think there is anyone alive who would put their makeup on or lipstick on at 8 o'clock in the morning and is hoping that it's still on at 8 o'clock at night. Anybody? Anybody? What I will say is, this is a beautiful lipstick. The Power Matte Pigments, the Power Matte Liquid Pigments from NARS, I had one of them as well. I still have one of them. No, don't waste your money on them. Don't get them. They're very messy. This, however, is absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to pop this on and show you as well. It also claimed that it was kind of like high pigment coverage in one swipe. That's one swipe. I would not say that is high pigment coverage. But again, it is good because I like the fact you can make it a nice sheer blotted lip, or build it up and get it to be a really pigmented red lip, which I'm going to do now. Now again, what I will say is, when the lipstick moves a little bit from one lip to the other, just make sure you've got a bit of an even coating to let it dry down, and then that will resolve that problem. I like to let people know about these things. I think it's a beautiful lipstick. I think it's a beautiful colour. I think the weight of it's gorgeous. I love that I can blur the edges a little bit. I don't have a lip liner on with it today. But if you're buying this on the claims that it's like lasts 12 hours, yes, it will last 12 hours, but doesn't mean like these bits are going to be creeping out as you eat and drink through the day. Of course they will. That it's going to sheer out a little bit throughout the day. Yes, of course it will. It's a lipstick. Like, I don't think anybody actually believes that a lipstick is going to last for 12 hours of a day now. What I will say it has is great kissability, right? So when I did wear it out and I went for a coffee and whatnot, no lipstick on the cup. No lipstick at all. Also, there we go. There we go. Like, great kissability. That is what I think really it's trying to sell, like the fact that it's not going to transfer, move about the lip and all that kind of thing. And that's what they need to kind of concentrate on, rather than being, oh, do you know what, here, you can wear this at 8 in the morning and it's going to be going to your party at night. No, no, nobody's going to be doing that. If somebody eats their lunch and they think, oh, it's came out, they're going to get that out in the bathroom, reapply and go about their day. So do I think this is worth it and I received it in PR? Yes, I would absolutely say yes. I think it's a beautiful lipstick. It's very comfortable. It has good staying power, has good kissability. I think it's fantastic, but don't let some of these claims, just shut up. Companies, big companies, just shut up and come into the modern world. Okay, so I've zoomed you right in now with natural light because I think this is the best possible way to truthfully show you what things look like. So, and I think you'll be able to see as well, like spread out eyelashes as well, and then this side is super duper like insane. Anyway, we're not talking about that anymore. So if I crease up, I obviously have areas of my face that wrinkle. That's absolutely fine, that's okay. Now, I am not someone who, you know, if someone at 60 was wearing this, you're going to be feeling totally different from me. You'll probably be watching this thinking like, your eye looks fine, shut up. But even as someone is 35 years old, I feel like, do you see this happening here? And this happening here? It's probably going to get worse as I get older. But I have other concealers that do not cause that papery and dry effect to happen. This is definitely not a winner under the eyes. I feel it just dries things up so much. Even here, where I've put it here, it just gets so crinkly and crepey and just very unflattering very quickly. Even like down this area here, I get quite dry here. And like, is it your trough or whatever you want to call it, this bit here? I get quite dry there. And I feel like as if it is just super duper crepe city. It's not for me, and this is after me wearing it for, I don't know, the length of filming the video. Not that long. So I can assure you that by the time I get to the end of the day, this is going to look 10 times worse. Look at it. Look at it. So this one is a no from me. And so that is where we are going to end this video. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that was a nice kind of overall roundup of things, and I hope you get what I'm saying when, you know, you're only seeing clips of reels and getting that instant gratification. Be aware. If anybody sees any of my reels and they want to ask me something like that, or even on YouTube you want to ask me how something works, fucking message me, DM me, I will be honest with you. Lots of people DM'd me about these blushes when I said that I'd been sent them, and they were like, oh, can't wait to see you try them. And I was very honest in the fact that I was like, listen, I'm not even going to put anything up about them, but if you're messaging me about them, I am not going to recommend them to you. It's just the way it is. I will be honest with you whether I think something is shit or not. If I think something's shit though, it doesn't mean to say because someone else is saying it's really good that they're telling lies. Everybody just has different experiences, different ways they like products to work and how they get them to work for them. Products just sit better on other people's skin. So these are all things we need to take into account. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you like the look, even though I'm probably going to wash it off my face now. Hope you're all having a lovely day. Let me know if you would like more videos like this, or if you have any other ideas for kind of real talk videos. Let me know and comment down below, and I will see you all again in the next one. Bye.